SGC here, and we're back with a movie review. Inside Out. Directed by Pete Docter, who brought us the 2009 Up as well. This movie stars Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Bill Hader, Lewis Black, and Mindy Kaling. And everyone else, check down below. So what's this film about? Well, this film's about an 11-year-old by the name of Riley Anderson, and she's uprooted from her Midwest life when her father starts a new job in San Francisco. Riley and everyone else are guided by their emotions, namely joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. The personified emotions live in headquarters, which is like the control center inside Riley's mind, where they help advise her through everyday life. And then as Riley and her emotions struggle to adjust to a new life in San Francisco, things bad happen. Especially in headquarters when sadness accidentally causes herself and joy to get lost within the rest of Riley's mind. So without joy and sadness, the other three emotions try to keep things positive, which doesn't really help because, I mean, how does fear, anger, and disgust be positive? And joy and sadness goes through the rest of Riley's mind, where try to scramble to get back to headquarters. And that's basically the entire film. So what did I think? Well, first off, I actually didn't know that Pete Docter directed Up. Definitely, it's a totally different thing from Up. The pacing is different here, the vibe, the character, so it's not like a rehash of old person feelings and stuff, but I definitely say he has the feelings department down, locked down. Really great here. And I would say one thing that totally helps Inside Out is that when you look at Pixar's sort of filmography, there hasn't been a new society system imagination required sort of thing since WALL-E. As in, WALL-E had this whole society thing set up that is totally foreign to us, as this recycling robot thing did his own sort of like systems and routines that were totally foreign, but then it was full of imagination and just like, it's so foreign but interesting that you were so sucked into watching it. I mean, Up is cool and all, but it's still about an old man doing an adventure thing, so it's like, we've seen sort of remnants of that in other entertainment. And after Up, we had sequels and prequels, and we only had an original idea in Brave, which was a period Viking piece, and it didn't have foreign stuff in it where imagination was craving the need to build something. And Inside Out totally has that thing that feeds on your imagination. So it's been almost a decade. WALL-E came out in 2008, so it's 2005. I guess no, not a decade yet, but it's been a long time. So that definitely helps, and it's a fresh thing. The trailers don't show everything, so you still have a lot of things that are going to be like, whoa! So new, fresh stuff for you to still experience while in the movie. Now, the plot itself is very, very approachable. Everyone's grown up in that pre-puberty stage of life where just things are so happy and everything, and being sad is not a great thing. And they touch upon that, and it's just interesting to see how Pixar, how the story writers sort of explain why we feel the way we feel. And it's really intriguing and really fun. Definitely this entire film is really fun, and I really enjoyed it in terms of just the voice acting. They were all great, and especially the animation for sadness. I really feel that Phyllis Smith is in this movie, the way she acts and everything. And if you don't know, Phyllis Smith is from Phyllis from the Office TV series. And it was just great. Just this newness. I would definitely say this reminds me of Osmosis Jones back in the day. But it was Chris Rock being like an osmosis thing that was a cop thing in your like digestive system. So it was like they cartoon everything in your digestive system and explain it through that. But there was live action versus animated live action. So there's remnants of that, but definitely this movie is still great. Like I said, the plot was great, the voice acting is great, the pacing is great, there's a lot of feels, it hits you right, and the setups are really nice. The development of characters and the story is done in a way that's just great to watch. Sure, there are a bit of slow times, but you understand why it's needed. Anyway, I really did enjoy this film. I think the only gripe I would have is that this movie solely focuses on the emotions. So there's not a lot of animated live action here, we get a sense of their characters a bit. It's not a big issue in the sense where you know Riley through her emotions, and that's great enough. I would say Joy and Sadness gets the most screen time in compared to the other three emotions, but it's okay. And I think it was well balanced in the sense where they were trying to really have this theme of just joy and sadness, how they can be balanced throughout your life sort of thing. And it's a growth thing, so it was really nice to watch. So yeah, I mean, it's a treat to see a new sort of imagination visual of how feelings work, so that definitely is worth your while. I mean, if you have not been sort of impressed by the recent Pixars, I mean, Monster University was a prequel, we had Cars 2, Toy Story 3. You want something fresh? Totally, this is what you're getting, and definitely it's worth your time. So yeah, that's basically all I gotta say for Inside Out. If you have seen Inside Out, leave your comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's it for this movie review for Inside Out. Out!